What it do, what it do, what it do, good people, coming to you live from Tez TV 410. I'm your host, Tez Dean. Oh, we got something real special for y'all today, y'all. It's a little controversy. I done been getting inboxes in my inbox. I mean, I'm looking at threads on Instagram and Facebook. Some people may say some people in their feelings. However, King, speak your name.
This is Marcel Umphery, West Baltimore, man.
Now, Marcel, I say, man, I like to thank you. I like to thank you for creating your list. And the reason why I like to thank you, right, because it showed cojones. You see what I'm saying? It showed cojones. It showed real cojones. Because these are conversations that we have behind the scenes, right?
Yes, absolutely.
The scenes. However, a lot of times people don't want to they don't want to put a face to what they said. You know what I'm saying? And then people go back and forth, this, that, and the third. Even when I first started this, I had a friend of mine say, Ted, you got to be careful what you say because sometimes that stuff, no, the paper don't lie. The paper don't lie. You see what I'm saying? So sometimes the name be bigger than the journey. And that's not to put nobody down. You know what I'm saying? However, we do this. My man Marcel, he jumps in his lab also. But before we get into that, Marcel, tell the people who you are and where you come from.
All right. I appreciate the invite to the platform too, brother. And Tez, like I always say, you're doing a great thing for the community, the basketball community, putting Baltimore on the map with this online content, man. Just keep pushing, man. I'm behind it. I'm actually from Liberty Heights and Garrison. That's where I grew up. And, you know, I late bloomer as far as basketball. My parents, they kind of kept me away from basketball. But pretty much like all of our stories, you know, I came from a broken home. My mother passed when I was 12. My dad passed when I was 15, to unfortunate situations. So when I finally got into basketball, I probably was around 13 under the whistle. Okay. 13, 14, first time under the whistle. I was a backyard guy on a crate, you know, in the street, throwing a ball on a tree. But once I got exposed to the game, I started learning about the legends in my neighborhood. Right?
Hold up. So what exposed you? I mean, what light came on, or what person came in your life at the time that they're like, you know?
It was Michael Jordan. Like the first time I saw Michael Jordan play a full game was those 90, I think it was 91 or 92 championship games against the Lakers.
Yeah.
That did it for me. Like I quit. I was playing soccer up into then skateboarding.
Okay.
I was skateboarding with Ryan and Todd Galloway. A lot of people don't know that. Ryan and Todd Galloway, they was avid skateboarders, and then they made the switch, and then I made the switch. And I made the switch kind of late though. But from there, I met Mookie. It was another guy in our neighborhood named Will Dunn. I know you and Keefe had the little thread who didn't play high school ball, who would have been a good. It was some other guys in the neighborhood, Hardy Rock, Sweet Pea, Mel, that you all know of, and Big Charlie.
Yeah.
You also had Big T, went down Walbrook for a few years. These are guys I came up with Mookie, Lil Brian Snowden. We all looked up to those older guys, you know, in the basketball community on the west side. They went to Forest Park Northwestern. And there's one story about Mel. I don't know Mel's full name, but you know what I'm talking about. Mel was like 6'4", point guard, slinky. Down Cloverdale, San Cassell was supposed to be playing down Cloverdale. They say Mel caught him with a cross, something wicked. And that kind of put our neighborhood on the map. We talked about that all summer.
Now we will say allegedly, because he talked about
allegedly.
They
say he caught Sam with something, man.
I got hit again. I got hit the story again.
And Mookie.
And I'm not saying it won't happen because we know Sam he ain't a defensive guy. So
Yeah.
But
look, you can confirm that with Mookie because Mookie was there down Cloverdale.
Okay.
You know, so y'all had the dome over east, we had Cloverdale over west. So other than that, man, long story short, I ended up going to Forest Park for a year, got cut got cut, didn't make the team, and I was failing out. I was on the wrong path. My father had just died in '96, and I had a cousin that knew Mike Daniels, and he was like, "You still want to play basketball?"
Mm-hmm.
So I said, "Yeah, I love it." And he said, "Well, you need to work on your game because I'm gonna make a phone call." And then I ended up getting an opportunity to go to Towson Catholic, and that's when I learned like this basketball thing serious. Like
Mm-hmm.
this ain't Forest Park, this ain't Webster Kendricks, this a whole nother league. And I, back in the early '90s, I was down Bentlow basketball camp. That's where I first met Keon Grimes and Tate Johnson and all them guys. But I ain't really get serious until really I got to Towson Catholic, and from there played JV first
Hold on,
year.
hold
Yeah,
on.
yeah, yeah,
Now, before we get to
yeah,
Towson Catholic, just
yeah.
real quick before you get to high school,
Yep.
for the kids that's listening, that may
Yeah.
have lost a parent,
Mm.
a guardian, that may be going through something right now mentally, what would you say to them right now?
I would say, try really, you got to keep God first.
Mm-hmm.
I was blessed to have some people in my life, my grandmother, number one, who swooped right in. Uh, After a while, some other family members tried to, step in, but when you lose a parent, your behavior's all over the place, your mind's all over the place. You're thinking crazy thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
You getting introduced to, that's when I got introduced to marijuana, alcohol, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and it's peer pressure because now you don't have to listen to nobody now. It's like I was late 37 times
Yeah.
my freshman year of high school.
Yeah.
But the crazy thing is though, I had goals. So I would tell the young folks like things are gonna happen in your life, but you always have to look forward. Like you gotta understand things bad are gonna happen, but you always gotta look forward. And sometimes you gotta get involved in things. So I got involved in basketball at a high level where Taz, I was walking to school reading the paper, reading about Mark Carter, reading
Mm-hmm.
about Fonzo down St. Francis, reading about Tommy Polly, Ali
Mm-hmm.
Culpepper. These guys inspired me to like really take sports serious. Like I'm reading about Warren Dixon, Tate Johnson, I'm reading all this stuff, and it's like, dang, it's bigger things out of my neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
It's so much bigger. Like we didn't have the internet back then.
Right.
We did not have the internet back then. So for the kids that lose somebody, like my uncle, he said it once. He said, pain is only temporary. It's not going to last, a lifetime. Like
Right.
you're gonna eventually get over it. And the resources available today, like mental health resources, they weren't as readily available in the '90s like they are today.
Right.
So take advantage of that. Talking to somebody that's a professional that dealt with loss that that can counsel you, because I didn't take it. If you went to counsel it back then, it looked like
You
to
was
your
weak.
peers like you was weak or you was
Yeah.
weird, crazy. No, that's a good thing, because I
Right.
wish I would have took the counseling sessions a lot more serious. I used to say, Grandma, I don't need this. I just need to
Mm-hmm.
play basketball. That's all I need to do. That was my only thing in life. Basketball, basketball, basketball. And the other tip though, don't make basketball your end all be all. Don't make it be, one of my early mentors said, don't let basketball use you. You use basketball.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of us, it's kind of hard to think like that when you're young, but understand that basketball, that ball is a vehicle to take you different places in life.
Right. 'Cause that's it. And
Yeah,
and look at it as that. You
yeah,
can love the game. You can
yeah.
even be in love with the game. But understand, you're using this game to get where you want to go. You're using this game to
Hmm.
get where you want to go. Now let's get to it. You up Towson Catholic now.
Yeah, yeah. Towson Catholic first day. Coach Mike throw me in the gym, shirt and ties, khakis, checkers, and he like, show me what you got. So he put me with the varsity guys. So it was like Anthony Thornton, Todd Sykes, who
Mm-hmm.
ended up finding out was my cousin, Steve Johnson. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm playing against them dudes, and I'm all left, and
They
I'm
weighing you out. I know they was
wearing
weighing
me
you
out.
out.
They like, boy, where you from, man? They like, boy, you got a lot of work to do, boy. You got a lot of work. And I said, it's a whole new ball game. Deion Carter was in there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and this is the team that went on to win the championship that year. They won the BCL championship, went on to the National Alhambra Invitational.
Mm-hmm.
So this was good. These dudes was great. And they called me, those dudes up TC, they called me internet. Because back in the 90s, like my mother had us with AOL.
Mm-hmm.
And when I got to high school, I was online. And I was like one of the only guys on the team online. So when I got to Towson Catholic, the school was really kind of segregated. Like
Mm-hmm.
the lunchroom, it started changing as time went by, but the lunchroom, the whole basketball team sat together.
Okay.
It might have been all the black kids sat together, and most of the black kids played basketball. Might have been 3 or 4 uh, kids that sat amongst the majority of the school during lunch. But when we sat at that table, man, we talked basketball all day. We talked about where we wanted to go in life as far as basketball. But I would always bring the rankings. I was the stat guy, right? So
Right.
I even as a sophomore, right, I knew, Steve Johnson was top 200, Tay was top 50, Keefe was top 200. You know what I mean? We talked about that.
Now the funny thing about it, people. Now he played basketball, but in our circles, in our era, you was like considered like the trainer, the sports,
Yeah.
like you was working your peers out. You know what I'm saying?
I was.
How was that? Because
I was.
we respect you.
Yeah.
Like, come on, we can go work. You gonna let
That,
you work you out like you was any other coach. You talking
yeah.
like you any other coach. You know what I'm saying? But you really on the team too.
Yeah. So that's crazy. Like once the ball stopped bouncing for me, my senior year, I was like, man, I love the game. Like I'm still trying to do this.
Mm-hmm.
So I started coaching with the Baltimore Blue AAU team under Coach Mike, Joe Conley, Gerard Rucker,
Mm-hmm.
Bub, Carlton Carrington, Eddie Green. So I got all these great basketball minds that I'm working underneath. I'm doing all the grunt work for them and all that. But the whole time I'm studying them, I'm learning the game. I'm
Mm-hmm.
learning how to recruit. And that whole time, like all my friends, Keefe, Tay, Todd Galloway, they about to go to college.
Right.
They getting ready. So I done learned how to train from being coached under Joe Conley. That's
Mm-hmm.
how I started getting my game together. I started going to camps. I watched guys like Bino.
Mm-hmm.
I watched some other dudes, Coach, rest in peace, Duty. Like I was studying the best coaches that were around me while I was young. So I coached from 20 to 25.
Okay.
And that led me into training. So I used to have to go down to gym, University of Maryland Hospital, at
Mm-hmm.
the gym on the roof, and I work out everybody. Like
Right.
anybody and I ain't charged nothing. I was just running the same drills that I learned from the camps, 5-star and all the coaches, Steve Baker. And I just kind of put it all together, and I had the opportunity to train a bunch of dudes, even including Mello. Like that's probably the most successful guy I trained
Mm-hmm.
after high school. But it
Yeah,
was a blessing. It
you
was a
definitely
blessing.
put your work in. You definitely put your work
Yeah.
in.
Lil Terrence, rest in peace. He was in some of them training sessions. We had University of Maryland roof jamming. Like dudes from Baltimore City was coming in there playing them doctors and them lawyers and making them look silly. Dudes
Man.
straight out of high school making these 30, 40-year-old guys look silly on that court, man.
Man, I remember the bump down there on the summer in the summertime. You
Yeah.
either could come in the morning time at a certain time and you could come back. So it was something like
Yeah.
that. I forget the
Yeah.
schedule. But hold up. We here for this list right here. Let's try to get to it now. Let's try to get to the meat and potatoes.
Right.
Now, I see numbers over here on this list. Now, you told me, I know that you said this is not in no order. I get
No, it's kind of, but not. Like I had to put like Melo at number one. I consider him the most successful basketball player out of Baltimore City. out of
Now,
the DMV.
now hold on before we even go
Yeah.
there. Before we because when you speak on a list, I would like to know what's your criteria? What's your criteria on choosing on a player even getting added to your list? What is your criteria?
Right.
What you look for?
Right. So basically, I this list I put together was just from my lens, my knowledge of the game, and I also consulted with some other coaches, and there is some bias in the list, and because it's my list, it's my opinion, my
Mm-hmm.
experience, and also it was an error base. Like I didn't want to go too heavy. Like I could have took 5 guys out of my era. I got a lot of heat from not putting Darnell Hopkins on. I played 2 years with
I mean,
Darnell.
hold up, we
You know what
gonna
I mean?
get there.
I'm just,
We gonna get
yeah.
there.
But
Cause
I was like, I
I
can't make
see,
it heavy.
I
Like if
see.
I put,
I mean, I'm
yeah,
hearing you right now, right? Because
yeah.
we're gonna get into your list. But what you're saying is I feel like you got a late 80s, early 90s.
2000s.
No, I'm looking at your list. I mean, you
The
got
late 80s. So you got Lyle Shannon was I think he was like 81,
you got
82.
Mike Mans, you got Danny Robinson, you got
Yeah.
Sharif Butler, you
Also
got
guys I
Sidney
played
Johnson,
against.
you got Sidney Johnson.
Yep.
You see what I'm
I
saying?
can talk about all those guys. So let me tell you about Mike Mans, Danny Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
So every year at TC we had alumni game.
Mm-hmm.
And they come in the gym, the alumni,
Mm-hmm.
and we'd think, we're gonna get busy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mike Mans, Danny Robinson, 30, 40, 30, 40 pieces. This,
Mm.
this, this what they would do in the alumni game. They put numbers up. So I always remembered that. And they playing against the 97, 98 championship team. Put numbers up.
This is why I'm glad you come on TED TV. This is why this show is you hear what he's saying, people? Do you hear what he's saying? He's going off a player alumni game.
No, that's not only why I went over that.
Hear me out. He's going off a player alumni game, right?
It got a debate. Yeah, all right, let's do it.
And when these guys coming back to play them, they in they prime. Like they at their age. They definitely in their prime. So they supposed to do what they do to y'all.
Yeah, but not just that.
Let's get it
They
all
put
up.
numbers up in high school.
All right, let's go a little deeper then.
Yeah.
Danny Robinson, I get it. I understand him. Go ahead and know. His senior year, 1990.
Mm-hmm.
In the area, some were saying it was arguably, some were saying he was even the best point guard. He averaged 19 and 5 and 5.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they won. They won. He had some help on that team. You had Mike Mans, beast. Mike Mans, he was a beast.
That was the whole thing. Is Mike Mans, Danny Robinson, is that duo? This was the conversations when we was in high school. Were they better than Keefe and Tay? That was the matchup.
I wouldn't know that. See, that's the only, and
that's it.
Yeah, I wouldn't know that. But you got all 4 of those guys on the list. So
yeah, they're gonna be,
that's cool. But now the Tony Bishop, he came out 91.
Mm-hmm.
Right? 91. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got 5. Like I said, like you got 5 late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think you kind of was selling yourself short. You was trying to hold back because you didn't want to be too biased on your era. And you end up putting Sidney Johnson in here. And
I'm gonna tell you why I put him on there though. I'm gonna tell you why I put him on there. So I can only go off of what was taught to me and what was said about players that I didn't see that the coaching staff would talk about. So Sidney Johnson was talked about in the locker room. Okay. Coach Mike used to talk about Sidney Johnson. And then I was familiar with him because I saw what he did at Princeton.
Right. For the people that don't know, tell people what he did.
They were like a lower seed. They knocked off, I believe, a number 1 seed, if I recall.
Was it UCLA?
I think it was UCLA.
Yeah,
I think it was at the buzzer. Yeah. I think he hit the game winner, I think.
Right.
Okay. Not only that, he went on to become a great coach. Okay. I haven't kept up with his career, but Coach Mike, I remember this vividly. He had a big guard, great point guard, great guard period. And that was like one of his picks. See, these are conversations I will have on the road, on the circuit, going to Boo Williams, you know what I mean? Going to Charlie Weber. Like I wanted to know the history of that school on the hill. It's from a basketball standpoint. So I used to be it's crazy. We had coach class, man. And I know you had Keefe and you had Todd, and they talked about how the rigorous schedule was at that school as far as education. And it came to a point where a lot of us was failing off, and they was like, we got to have a coach class. And that really didn't turn into nothing but a cracking contest, and we talking shit. And we used to debate. I used to debate Coach Eddie, who ran the coach class, and he used to tell me about the Danny Robinsons, the Mike Mans. He told us all. And he talked about Sharif Butler in particular. And I said, man, ain't nobody better than Keefe and Tay up here that played up here. Like, we all came to that school. Everybody in the late 90s, including Keefe, we came there because of Tay putting in that work his freshman year. Everybody wanted to go play at Towson Catholic. He made it cool.
Hold on, let me cut you off a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I want you. I'm trying to get understanding.
Got it.
Your list. You saying high school?
Yeah, I got. Yeah, I mean,
what you saying? Like, it sound like. I understand you going off of a lot what you've been told and read.
Yeah.
However, you said high school, but you talking about the shot.
Sidney Johnson, the only one, and Gene Shue, they're the only 2 guys that I didn't really know much about their high school career. But you got alumni.
Sidney Johnson didn't make, but the Sidney Johnson reason why I keep coming at you, right? Because people say Darnell not on this list, and Darnell played varsity 4 years. And Darnell made all city, all county. And Sidney Johnson only played 1 year, Towson Catholic senior year. And he didn't make a team.
Right.
So
I'm human. That's a mistake, right? I gotta take that, right?
All right.
But Sidney Johnson, in my head, has always been one of the top players to come out of Towson Catholic.
All right, so right now on Chaz TV, 410,
I would put.
Can we debunk Sidney Johnson? Right.
I'm
just saying. Can we debunk Sidney and slide Darnell in there?
Now let me say this. Because this is a sports debate. Darnell, my guy. On and off the court. I gotta give Darnell his praise.
We ain't talking about off the court.
All right. No.
Yeah, Darnell,
that's
my
guy. But let's just talk about basketball, right? Darnell came in freshman year, got it done. Sophomore year, Darnell literally the strongest player on our team. Okay. My senior year. Okay. Strongest athlete on the team. Right? If I put Darnell on that list, I gotta put Steve Johnson on that list.
No.
I gotta put Steve Johnson on that list.
I disagree.
I played with both of those guys.
However, I disagree with you. You
can
saying
disagree.
You can't.
I can't put. Let me tell you why I
right?
can't put Darnell on the list. Let me tell you from a journalist viewpoint. Like this is my Derek Tony hat, my Lynn Satterfield hat, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I'm putting a list of the top 15 guys, I'm looking and let's just take high school out of it. Let's talk basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Dono made all Met.
Mm-hmm.
What you said, 2 years?
Donald made all. I think it was all Baltimore City, all county. He might have made all
Yeah.
Met second team
It's
his junior year. Was it his junior year or senior
no.
year?
His junior year, he made first team.
All right.
He made first team.
Case closed though. That's what I'm saying.
No, Melo left.
Go ahead.
Go to Oak Hill.
Go ahead.
Senior year, Darnell.
I got you, Darnell. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm gonna let him finish.
Darnell had the team.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Darnell, my guy. I was on the coaching
We
staff.
don't want to hear you a guy.
All right,
we know
cool.
y'all love each other. Come on.
The last year though. The last year, Darnell's senior year. Now, I don't know if he had an injury or whatever, but Darnell didn't make no teams.
Now let me ask
his
you
senior year. I don't even think he made the BCL Catholic League. I know I don't think he made the tournament team, but
can we put some things in context?
I couldn't put Darnell on the list because I can't put Steve Johnson on the list.
It's my turn.
To me, they two, they not virtually the same player, but I watched both of them in high school. Darnell had a great college career.
Respect to both of them.
Yeah.
Especially Steve Johnson. You know what I'm saying? 99, all that. However, you cannot do that to Darnell. First of all, let's get Sidney out of here. He ain't make no team. He only played one year.
I could take that.
Take him out of here.
I could take him off.
Then you saying you can't pick Darnell because of Steve. Yes, you can if you know Darnell already made teams. Steve ain't never make no all city, no all metro team, period. At all.
Hey. Now
I'm just saying.
This is what I got. This is the debate. I'm looking at the level of competition that Steve was going up against. They two different eras.
No, I'm gonna disagree with you. It is. They are. The transition was definitely in effect. The transition was definitely in effect.
If Steve Johnson goes to any other school, if he goes to a city, if he goes to Dunbar, Lake Clifton, he makes first team all Met at least two years.
And you know what?
You got a lot of guys came to Towson Catholic. You gotta understand. Towson Catholic was the Dunbar of the Cat. I'm gonna say the Dunbar of the Catholic. You could debate whether St. Francis was, but a lot of guys came to Towson Catholic to win championships. If guys, and that's what y'all got to realize.
I'm gonna leave that right there to the Catholic League. That right there. We're gonna make sure we're gonna write that down. But that's your opinion, though. You feel as
that's
though
my opinion.
Towson
a lot of guys went to Towson Catholic to win championships. They sacrificed their individual accolades to come and win and play on a high stage. And I don't know why Steve made the decision to come to TC, but he came in. He was the intricate part of that team, winning and building that program.
People. When we talk about Steve Johnson,
you talking about all Met.
Steve can play. Like, I'm not taking nothing from Steve.
Yeah.
Let's
talk championship.
That's my guy. Tough.
Let's talk that GOAT talk. Jordan, LeBron. Jordan always say, I got 6 friends. Coach, I got 6 friends. All right. Steve got championships. Darnell ain't win a championship. What count, man? We talking about winning championships.
So Darnell ain't win no championship.
No. Darnell, we won the league champion. We won the league conference. We didn't get a trophy for that. We won the league our junior year. Darnell was a freshman. Steve, that's the league. I'm talking about championships.
So you basically you giving him credit. You giving him credit.
Steve?
Yeah, you giving Steve.
I couldn't put, number one, I couldn't put all those guys from my team on this list. So I picked Sidney Johnson. Some people could have said I could have put Calvin Scruggs. I just didn't know enough about him. I didn't know enough about him.
Even with Calvin, even with Calvin, I'd have put Calvin before Sidney.
Yeah.
And I'd have put that. Listen, I'm just going, hey, y'all, it's all love with the people, right?
And this is my opinion. This is how I felt that day. Like, this wasn't something I really thought about.
This is what I'm supposed to do. I got to ask the question.
You drilling me. I love it, though.
This Darnell Hop was like, you still ain't giving me a good enough. A good enough.
All right, I'm gonna give you two reasons why Darnell. I'm gonna give you two reasons why Darnell ain't on this list.
Hold up, because I
number let you talk. One.
Hold up, no, I'll let you go. Because what you said, let me go back to that Steve. You saying Steve will be on the list first before Darnell because he won. Now, context means
my opinion.
I pays attention to context, good people. And when I mean context, you had LaFonte Johnson, which is the reason why I say that era came to Towson Catholic. That's my opinion, right? Great guard. You had a Keith Jennifer. I mean, this in the backcourt. All these in the backcourt, right? They're in the backcourt together. And you had Steve.
Steve was there before Keith got there.
So what was it? When was Steve
Remember him and Tay were freshmen?
When was Steve ever a second option? When Tay freshman year, they had what's the big guy? He was small undersized, but dark skin, wide.
I wasn't there. I know who you're talking about. I wasn't there.
He had a bald head or something like that. Well, anyway, they was yeah. However, I'm just trying to say, Steve wasn't never in a position that Darnell was. Darnell senior year, it sounded like he was by himself at the Mellow League. Now he playing in the Catholic League. Things probably changed, but at that time, the shit was changed anyway. But
yeah,
but you had to get to your second and third options. You know what I'm saying? So if they playing a boxing one or they doing that in the Catholic League, you know, it's more discipline.
Yeah,
at that time. So I'm not.
Like I said, bro. They would be on my list if I didn't pick the different eras, Steve and Darnell. Mm-hmm. But you know, you can't lose with either one of those guys. A Sidney Johnson, you take a Sidney Johnson off, Steve or Darnell could go in that slot. But then again, you could argue Calvin Scruggs. You could argue some other Tony Biggers. Like it's some other guys that could have easily fit in that slot, and it's just due to lack of knowledge of those guys, those other guys' names. I never saw them play. I never heard much about them. But now, since I put the list out, people starting to educate me, and it's like, okay, I get it.
No, but
Darnell skill-wise,
I'm sitting up here. I'm drilling you, right? I'm drilling you, right?
Yeah.
However,
taking it.
Yeah. However, it's love that you did the list. This was his for though. This is we here for. You know what I'm saying? This is we here for. The debate. This is one of the points of this of the whole platform.
If I did a list of 95 to 2005, Darnell and Steve on the list.
Yeah, easy.
Yo, however, you can't forget what Steve did his freshman year, his sophomore year at Towson Catholic. You gotta understand, Steve was top 150 in the country out of all the players. Rising junior, he was top 150, yo.
Now listen here, people. It sound like I'm hating. It sound like
no. You're not hating. I'm just trying to educate you. Steve was top 150 his first 2 years at Towson Catholic. Steve Johnson. Darnell was, I think, top 150 in the country.
Listen here, y'all.
His freshman, sophomore year. It's like, I can't put both of them on there.
It's cool. Listen, kudos to you, Steve. It is. Kudos to you, Steve. However, man, the man, no, cut it. You made it seem like Steve was the third option. Steve wasn't never the option. Steve wrote, listen, all
we
his
talking about
years up
options.
there.
We talking about options.
He ain't never had that pressure on him that he had to get a bucket. If he don't get this bucket, y'all gonna lose the game.
Yes, he did. What?
When?
Championship game against St. Francis, Steve had to take the last shot.
He had to take the last shot. That's what I'm saying. You said he
our
had to
junior,
take the last shot. You didn't say, y'all was running
my junior
all
year,
year long. Y'all was running sets to him. No, that was just a play. That was a play.
That's all I want you to do. This all I want you to do. Look at Steve's stats his senior year.
All right, we can do that right now. That ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying?
look up his number. Look up his numbers. You gotta look at them box scores. Steve put in work, man.
I'm not saying he did. This is what I'm saying. Like Steve tough. Hey Steve, I know it sounds like I'm hating on you and shit, but I'm not. This is all love. I swear it is. However, when y'all played, since he was a difference.
I only played 1 year with Steve. Played 1 year.
That St. Francis game, what they do to Tay? Well, I mean, what type of defense they was playing on Tay? Like
Tay was down Dunbar.
Oh, you talking about
talking about Steve's senior year.
Oh, you right. Y'all was some shit. What you talking about?
Well, we was some shit.
Y'all said, listen.
What? We went.
That was okay.
More than okay. We was top 5. We was top 10. We always, when I played varsity, we always was top 10 or top 5 in the city, county. You need to look at them newspaper clips.
Listen, they was a little biased. When
we started number 1.
Exactly. Y'all started number 1. And we was like, we ain't even know how. Remember, we wanted that bump. We wanted to play y'all because we knew it was April Fool's. The season started, and then y'all started going down. Y'all ain't beat nobody. Like y'all ain't. Keefe went nuts. Keefe went on a 7 or 8 game. That was Keefe. Ain't nobody still saying.
Oh, you gotta get the years right. Keefe went on a 7 or 8 30-point game run our senior year. Our junior year, I forget. I know we won over 25 games. Our junior year, I think we won like 26.
I thought you now said senior year. That's the same year.
I'm talking Steve's senior year.
Oh, all right.
I was a junior.
Okay.
In 99. Steve was a senior in 99. You see what I'm saying? Our senior year, our junior year.
Right, y'all was some shit.
No, we wasn't.
Y'all wasn't no shit. Y'all started number 1.
I believe we won the MIAA. All right. The MIAA was different than how it is now, I think. We won that. We went, how you some shit, and you get invited to the Alhambra. We dominated through the season. You got to remember, we had Thabo Lazepe, the African import. You know what I mean? Thabo Lazepe.
Did y'all beat St. Francis?
I think we did beat
St. Y'all didn't.
We did beat we beat St. Francis twice in 99.
Yes, y'all did. Y'all ain't beat Charlotte, but yes, y'all did.
We had to beat them twice. That's how we got to Alhambra. We went to Alhambra 3 straight years.
No, hold up, back up. Oh. This was Spalding. Yeah, because they went back to back, right?
99, Spalding won the Catholic League tournament. They beat St. Francis. We lost to St. Francis in the semifinals.
Let me back things up. Yeah. Steve had the team.
Steve was the leader, one of the leaders on the team our junior year.
His senior year, though. Your junior
his senior year. Yeah, his senior year.
My senior year. Right?
Yes.
Keith Jennifer junior year, right?
Yes. Keefe dominated that shit.
Mm-hmm. You know Keefe made first team with us, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. Steve didn't make second team. So how did he contribute to y'all?
Steve, you sure about that? I know Steve made one of them all-Met teams. I was a stat guy
I might be
Tez,
wrong. I
you
might be
gotta
wrong.
look. You gotta
I gotta
look.
go back, but I don't think I'm
You
wrong.
gotta look.
I don't think I'm wrong.
No.
I just don't. I just think Darnell just did a little bit more. I just think Darnell had a little bit more on his plate. That's it. You know what I'm saying?
Darnell did his thing. The difference that you're not seeing is I played with both of them. I saw Steve first. I watched Steve play when I was on JV.
Mm-hmm.
Then I played with him and practiced against him. I practiced against both of those guys. Okay. I'm not arguing. Darnell could be on this list, just like Steve could be on this list. If I made a 15-player team for the from 95 to 2005, both of them would be on the list.
Y'all see what he doing, right, y'all? Y'all see what he doing?
Maybe I'm being politically correct.
You see what he doing, y'all? Y'all see what he doing? We understand that. What you said it 4 or 5 times already. We understand that. I'm
glad you're saying all this.
I ain't even talking about opinion. I'm an outsider looking in.
I'm glad you're doing all this because a lot of the other guys like James Burrell, I looked at, and this came from you. So some of the influence actually came from your research. Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh, James Burrell, I heard about him. And I saw him play because we kind of went over the coach class with Coach Eddie. Coach Eddie used to have these same debates with me, who was better, and he would say Sharif Butler, James Burrell. I say, whatever, Coach Eddie. And then he gave me a tape one day. And I'm going to tell you this. See, we seen Keefe, we seen Tape, we seen Dante Green, we seen Mountain Delaney, we seen Melo, we seen all these guys, right? Mm-hmm. I put that tape in, and Sharif Butler, I'm standing on this. Sharif Butler is one of the best players to play at Towson Catholic ever. And I'm going to tell you why.
Hey, y'all, he didn't say that just now. You see how he trying to pump y'all up? I thought we thought you was about to go up there on the limb and say something.
No.
We know that he one of the best. We know that. You saying something that we know already that you say he's one of
the best. The guy play like Kobe Bryant. The guy play like Kobe. Yeah, he played like Kobe. I thought I was looking at Kobe Bryant when I was watching this tape.
Coach Eddie, I'm talking to you now. I see how you brainwashed. He
didn't brainwash me. I seen it at a high level. They was playing in Alhambra, I think against like Patterson Catholic from Jersey. Mm-hmm. Like they was playing with St. Anthony's. They was playing some serious competition, and he dominated it.
All right, let me ask you this.
And then you backed it up with all the clippings.
I'm not. I'm good with the decision. But I gotta just, when you saying like you went out weak. You said one of the best players, like he's not on the list, right?
Yeah,
that's self-respect. So we just gonna say, all right, top 5 or top 3. He's the best, because that's what we thought you was gonna say, right?
You already know how I'm gonna say. Best what? Best player, best gut point, like best player. Point guard. Best player, no, Melo.
All right, now, man, my opinion, because see now, I see my categories. I use
and then hold. Let me slow down.
Hold on. I'll let you talk.
We can say Melo is the best player to walk through the gym, right? But Melo wasn't the best player when he arrived.
Y'all hear him, right? Y'all hear him?
Call me,
and I'm letting him. Yeah. I'm letting him keep rambling because he know this where I'm going with it. Let me
tell you when
you have a guy, when you have a man. Yeah. I mean, he's a man now. When you have a boy, a boy that come into high school at the age of 13. You know what I'm saying? Right. Fonte Johnson, smaller than everybody. Hold up. And not only did
he was the best player as a freshman.
Not only was he the best player that played varsity, you know what I'm saying? Smart. He picked Towson Catholic back on the mat. Back on the mat. I'm not going. 100%. I ain't going to disrespect it. I know national champ. Oh, I know that y'all done did. Well, females national champ. But I know of the males, LaFontae Johnson was the reason that the guys from our era was even going up there.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? When you throw the Towson Catholic, you throw the LaFontae Johnson. When you think about memorable moments, you think about LaFontae Johnson. So
100%.
I'm just saying,
we didn't even get to that part yet. You ain't let me talk about that yet. Why they on the list?
No, look, we'll do that for part 2. This was fun. This fun. We about to get off of here, right? Because we still didn't get into, and we'll do this next time. We still didn't get into you and that Malcolm Delaney conversation. We kind of went over that just now. Kind of. That was Malcolm Delaney. Get back into that. Yeah, we can get back in.
That was deep. And he didn't. It was somebody that commented saying Malcolm Delaney was the best player to come through Towson Catholic.
That was Kyle.
Best guard. Kyle Garrison.
Yeah, shout out to both of them guys.
The best guard. Mm-hmm. And I had an argument because I don't believe the competition when Malcolm played was at the same level as a LaFontae Johnson. It wasn't. It was. I'm looking at the numbers.
Let's get into it then.
Yeah, you got time. We can talk about that. I got time, man. I love this shit.
All right.
You know what I mean? Malcolm went to TC from 05 to 05 season, 06 season, 07. 05, he was a sophomore. Mm-hmm. So 05, and I'm not taking nothing from these guys because I saw them growing up. You know what I mean? I saw them growing up. Let's look at the 05 Catholic League tournament team. Dante Green.
Mm-hmm.
Lawrence Nuevo, Towson Catholic guy. Reginald Holmes.
Mm-hmm.
Straight killer. Could play in any era. Ricky Harris. Malcolm Delaney. Louis Birdsong. Sean Mosley. That's a tough team right there. All tournament team. All right. Now let's go down to 1995. When Tay walked in to the gym at 13 in Towson Catholic. Okay, his freshman, this is the type of competition he was going up against. Mark Karcher, Keon Chavez, Alfonso Jones, John McCabe, Dan Y. I heard a lot about Dan Y. Tavar Witherspoon, Phil Lane.
Cavalier boys.
Right. This is 95.
Right.
All right, 96. Mark Karcher, Alfonso Jones, Juan Dixon, Aaron Herbert, straight killer. Josh DeValley, killer, Gibbons. Danny Y, St. Joe. Keith Phobos. Okay. Let's look at 97. Mark Karcher, Darren Bird, Juan Dixon, Sean Hampton, Aaron Herbert, LaFontae Johnson, Carlos Sembabra. 98, LaFontae Johnson, Reggie Bryant, Torrey Butler, Reggie Gray, Sean Johnson, Mount St. Joe, Todd Sykes, James Baronis. Like that era is just super thick. A ton of D1 players. Both eras had a ton of D1 players, and it's perspective. I saw them all play. I saw Malcolm's era play. I went to the Catholic League tournament and watched them play.
So what you're saying is you don't think Malcolm will Malcolm break that list?
Would he break
that list? First? What you trying to say? He wouldn't be a player of the year. He wouldn't make first team. What you saying? Because he'll compete
in the Mark Karcher era. No.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
No, you ain't got it. No.
3 straight years.
You was looking at me waiting for me to say something.
No. He won it. Who got player of the year y'all senior year? Marcus Hatton?
Yeah.
No. He doesn't get player of the year over Marcus Hatton. In his era, he gets it. But in our era,
and I get what you're saying. And people, this is what he's saying. He's not saying it was a fall off. It was a fall off in talent. However, the era that we play with, 90s, early 2000s. Game was even played a little different, but it was the guards was everywhere and on every team. It was loaded. Either the sorry teams had good guards. You know what I'm saying? Like shit, Mookie averaged 30, didn't he? Our senior year.
Yes. And
you know what I'm saying?
I was recruiting Sean Mosley to go to Loyola Blakefield. I was recruiting DeJuan Goodwin to go to play for Baltimore Select. 16. Like I was coaching. I had my own 16 under circuit team, and I was recruiting all these guys. Braxton Dupree. I mean, it was great talent. And I don't want to get off topic because the argument on Facebook was from Kyle Garrison. Malcolm Delaney was the best guard to play at Towson Catholic. Kyle Garrison needs to see the tape. Well, think about Sharif Butler, who was Kobe Bryant. Long story short, Kobe Bryant was supposed to come to Towson Catholic. His mother said it was too much crime in Baltimore for her son to come here.
That's crazy.
So Kobe would have been number one on the list. Then, period. It'd be no argument. He was almost at Towson Catholic. They almost landed Kobe Bryant at Towson Catholic. Almost happened. But yeah, Malcolm, take nothing from him. One of the best athletes to come out of Baltimore, but we talking about Towson Catholic. And then it kind of spilled into the era. And my argument was, look at the era of point guards and two guards and combo guards in the 95, 99 era. He really 95 to 2000. And then look at the guards from his era from 04 to 07. It's different.
Yeah, they had more
big guys. Yeah. They did. They had some serious big guys. But they had some serious guards too. Ricky Harris did his thing at UMass. So you had Chase Adams, had a great career overseas still. Like you had some solid guys. We just had more of it. It was night in, night out. It was night in, night out.
Yeah.
It was a battle in that backcourt. It wasn't no easy task.
Yeah. Like you really wasn't friends for real. You really wasn't friends.
Nah.
At that time. You really wasn't friends. You really try and go at each other.
Even when Mark Carter and Fonzo left St. Francis, Wells reloaded. Manigault, Bird was not no walks in the park. There wasn't no walks in the park.
Hold up. Did you now say Day and Bird?
Day and Bird. Yeah.
Todd wasn't down there by that time. Ain't tripping.
Todd was a freshman.
And he was better than them.
Todd Galloway came off the bench.
But he was better than them.
He was. But I'm just saying, those guys weren't no walk in the park either.
No disrespect to Bird. No disrespect to Day. And Day out there doing good work. So y'all need to turn it. You do excellent work. However,
Todd should have been in that lineup. He should have started. He ended up starting.
Them boys was a walk in the park. And the other guards go ahead, Marcel say this, and they don't agree with me. They don't agree with me.
They competed.
They competed shit didn't matter in Baltimore.
Let me tell you
everybody competed. We always played hard.
Yeah, they knocked some teams off. Go look at St. Francis record 97, 98.
No.
They knocked some teams off.
No, because I tease Sean all the time. Because they lost the mic.
They beat us at Towson Catholic.
See, I don't like that. See,
I'm just saying they compete. I'm saying the whole argument is the Catholic League was guard heavy.
What LaFontaine Johnson and Keefe would say if the matchup was was Day and Bird. What would they say? What do you think they'd say?
They
coming into the game.
They murdering it.
You think they're gonna feel like they're gonna be slowed down or anything?
This is at the end of the day. At the end of the day, I don't want to get too far off. We talked about the competitive level of Malcolm Delaney's at Towson Catholic. The guards he played against weren't the same, in my view, and a lot of other people's view, as talented as the guards that Tay and Keefe had to go up against night in and night out, every week.
I agree with you
Like
on that.
it was different, yo. You had it was different.
I definitely agree with you on that. I agree
You had
with you on that.
you had Jamal Brunt. You played with him down Dunbar. He went to St. Francis.
Mm-hmm.
He was on that team. He wasn't no slouch.
Mm-hmm.
Won at the next level too.
Mm-hmm.
Great Division I coach. You had Todd Galloway coming off the bench. You had Terrence Whiters.
Lil T. Now that was they had so many
Yeah,
guys. Was Tricky down there
you
then?
know, no, he came later. And he was tough. He went to the championship against Snowden. I think if Tricky had another year in the Catholic League, that championship game would have been different. That was a big stage for him to come right in and had to play on against a seasoned Spalding team. Oh, we talking about Derek Snowden and Isaac Brooks, one of those slouts. You take them guys and put them in that era with Malcolm. It's gonna be very interesting.
Malcolm killing Isaac.
Yeah, but I'm just saying the Derek Snowdens, the Keith Jennifers, the LaFonte Johnsons.
Because
That's
they
who you
going
going up.
our guards is
You
more. They gonna go at. They want to go at you. Like
let me just put it in perspective, right? Tay coming in his freshman year at Towson Catholic, he was an All-American.
Mm-hmm.
He went to Adidas ABCD camp, going into his sophomore year. Back then,
NBA
everybody
camp.
didn't get an invitation. Right. Everybody didn't get an invitation to All-American camp as a freshman.
Mm-hmm.
It was only maybe 3 or 4 freshmen at Adidas ABCD and at Nike.
Mm-hmm.
It was 3 to 4 freshman guys to my knowledge. People don't know this. His sophomore year at ABCD camp, going into his junior year, he got selected to the All-Star game. So if y'all look up the 1997 Adidas ABCD camp, look at who was there. Carlos Boozer, Ray Young, UCLA. You had some serious, the guy Quentin Richardson. You had serious talent. As an underclassman, he made the All-Star team at an All-American camp as a sophomore. Fast forward, going into his junior year, and it goes into the culture of Towson Catholic. It goes into that winning mindset mentality. He made the ultimate sacrifice going into his senior year. He skipped the whole summer of going to the All-American camps to take care of his education as far as staying qualified. He could have went to Dunbar early if he said, I'm gonna just go to Dunbar and I'm gonna go and I'm gonna go to camp. So when he wasn't seen on the circuit and he wasn't seen at camp, his stock kind of went down. He kind of disappeared off the radar. And then when he got to Dunbar, kind of had to rebuild his brand.
Mm-hmm.
It came off of 2 great summers. Okay. I wasn't really watching Malcolm his freshman year. That somebody had to remind me he was at McDonough. So I don't know if he was and I'm not comparing the two because they're two different players. But the resume of the guys that Tay was going up against compared what I know Malcolm was going up against in high school is 2 different levels. Because Malcolm went, he told me who he was playing against or in DC and stuff like that. Tay ran through that DC stuff. He ran through the nation. Like,
Yeah.
Point blank.
And I'm gonna say this about, and it's not a Tay and Malcolm thing. However, the guards that was in my era, Reggie Bryant, it don't matter.
Yeah.
They played against all the top guys, and they all performed, and it was on stages. So that's not it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The guys that didn't perform, I ain't just gonna throw them out there. You know what I'm saying? They know who they are. However,
not to cut you off, man, but the whole argument in that thread was Mountain was the best guard to ever come through Towson Catholic. That guy was totally wrong. He's one of the top guards.
Yeah.
I'd say even top 5.
Yeah.
But he wasn't the best because that's an argument. I can't say somebody from Sharif Butler era might say, well, Sharif was the best guard, or Mike Mans was the best guard. Like those are the but this is why we had this forum, and this is why this is part of the community, the basketball. This is part of basketball having these healthy debates.
Yeah.
We can go
It's
on and
love.
on.
It's all love.
Yeah.
It's all love. Now look.
But my list is what it is.
What it is. Your list is what it is. We'll come back. Let's come back on here next Sunday. We still ain't go over the Mellow book. We still ain't go over that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We still ain't discussed the importance of having your parents backing you at in high school, college, whatever, period. Right? But just having a,
don't sleep on that Tar Sykes.
Yeah.
Don't sleep on that Tar Sykes.
Oh yeah.
And we got to talk about Melo because he was a late bloomer.
So if he was a late bloomer, and I'm not, because we just talking about high school, and y'all, what I'm saying is it sounds blasphemy coming out of my mouth, right? But I'm just saying it, All right, because he played.
When you compare it to the Tay and the Mark Karches that came through, it made immediate impacts as freshmen.
Yeah.
All the way up through, and then they started winning.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like you jumping him. You jumping him from because of the Hall of Fame basketball career, or you just got judged on the high school shit.
Yeah, high school. If high school, you got Melo. High school, he dominated. I saw it. I saw it his sophomore year, and then his junior year, I saw it. Like he was having fun out there. Made it look easy. And then his senior year, he left, but I mean, he dominated on the highest level. So you still got to give him that.
Number one.
Best high school basketball player to come out of Towson Catholic.
Already.
If Kobe would have came, it'd have been an argument who was the best, Kobe or Melo.
Now
that would have been an argument.
People, we gotta get another. I gotta get it. Jennifer was gonna come on here with us today.
Oh
you know what I'm saying? But we're gonna say that the next Sunday. And
we ain't even talk about Keefe.
Yeah, and I'm invite. Matter of fact, you invite another TC guy that can sit and y'all. I want at least 3 or 4 of y'all up on here, and y'all had this discussion. You know what I'm saying? I can referee the whole thing. You know what I mean? But I can't speak.
If Malcolm Delaney would take an invitation, that'd be great.
That'd be great. That'd definitely be great. So,
that'd be a nice podcast right there.
Yeah, that'd be a nice one. So we coming back next Sunday.
Because his resume is what it is. His resume A+.
Yeah, it is. But we about to get up out of here. The Eagles on that. Coming live.
All right, Ted.
Listen, we coming back next Sunday. We see y'all next Sunday. Like I said, TC, alumni, y'all go holler at yourself. Whoever trying to come on, see if you gonna come on, state your case. Let's have some fun with this thing. Coming live from Ted's TV. Holla.